Fox 8 News, awarded Best Newscast in America. Fox 8 Morning Edition starts now.
Thanks for starting your Monday with us. I'm Greg Adeline.
And I'm Shelley Brown. Good morning. We're in store for another warm day out. Temperatures could reach the upper 70s later.
But it looks like there are some changes that are headed our way. Let's check in with meteorologist David Bernard with your Weather Authority forecast. Hey, David.
Hey, looking good this morning from our downtown camera. We can see a few breaks in the clouds. There's going to be sun coming up here in the next half hour or so, unless you're in the fog. And a few of us are, not many, but a few. Northern Washington Parish, we're seeing some fog this morning, and we're watching for fog to develop in and around Houma. Not bad. We're holding at 7 miles. 5 at Hammond, 3/4 at Baton Rouge. Notice no problems around Belle Chase, the Lakefront, or Slidell at the current time. Temperature-wise, we have temperatures mostly in the 60s, so temperatures well above average, but we do have a change on the way. And by this afternoon, our Fox 8 forecast model showing a stronger front developing over Oklahoma and Texas. Out ahead of it, we'll have another extra warm day with sun and clouds. Could there be a shower? I doubt it. The best chance of a shower will probably be over central Louisiana. For today, 76 to 80. After some patchy morning fog, it stays quite warm with a mix of sun and clouds and a light southeast wind at 5 to 10. And then for tonight, another night that we might see a little bit of patchy fog. Could be dense in spots. Extra mild again. Another night of low temperatures just in the 60s. But we'll take a look at those cooler midweek temperatures in a few minutes. Now let's get a check on traffic now with Christy.
Thanks, David. At 6:02, some of you are getting ready to get behind the wheel, and here's a look at your drive on the Bonnet Carré Spillway. Milepost 218 just before you into Kenner. Speeds of 60 all the way through Metairie. Here's I-10 at Bonneville. A nice traffic flow all the way through to the 1090 split. We're also easy going on both the sides of I-610. If you are between Gentilly and Metairie, headed westbound toward the airport, we are in great shape. No accidents or breakdowns to report. Activity picking up, but no major issues just yet. Of course, we'll keep an eye on that. Greg, back to you.
All right, Christy, sounds good. Well, a state senator heads to court today after he was booked with a domestic abuse charge in New Orleans. Devin Clark joining us now live from municipal court with that story. Good morning, Devin.
Good morning, Greg. Well, Troy Brown has since been released from jail on bond, but the issue is not over. He has to appear in court today. Now, the alleged incident happened on Sunday morning around 1 a.m. There aren't many details about what happened, but we do know that it was enough for Brown to be arrested and charged with domestic abuse battery. Brown is from Geismar, representing District 2, which includes parts of St. Charles and St. John parishes. But the alleged incident happened here in New Orleans. Now, Fox 8 reached out to the NOPD, but we have not gotten any comment. As soon as we get more information about what happened, we will bring that information to you. But for now, we do know that Brown has a court appearance scheduled for 3 o'clock in municipal court right behind me. Reporting live from Mid-City this morning, Devin Clark, Fox 8 News.
All right, Devin, thanks. A new state legislative audit this morning reveals that millions of dollars in equipment for the new University Medical Center in Mid-City was never recorded. The audit finds there is no record of where $15 million in equipment is right now because it was never tagged or recorded in the state property management system. It also finds another $1 million in equipment is missing. That equipment was used by UMC's private partner, Louisiana Children's Medical Center, while the hospital operated out of a temporary location. The LSU Health Sciences Center pledges to work to get those invoices on the $15 million in equipment. It's also agreed to work with private partners to find the currently missing state property and file monthly reports with the state's property management system. To read more about this new audit, head on over to our website, fox8live.com.
New this morning at 6:04, police say someone shot a man about 4 hours ago in New Orleans East. Police say it happened in the 6000 block of Chef Menteur Highway just before 2 this morning. Right now, we know that the victim was shot several times. Police, though, haven't given an update on his condition or any possible motive. Anyone with information, though, is asked to call Crime Stoppers 822-1111.
Happening today, the man accused of stabbing his father to death and attacking his mother is set to return to Jefferson Parish. Jefferson Parish Sheriff's deputies say 32-year-old Ronald Pritchett stabbed his parents Wednesday night after a fight over food. Pritchett faces charges of second-degree murder, attempted second-degree murder, and auto theft. Authorities say he stabbed his parents at their home in unincorporated Gretna, then drove back to his home in Mississippi in his father's vehicle. Police in Purvis, Mississippi arrested him there Thanksgiving morning.
New information this morning as a judge set bond for a man police say was involved in a shooting at Bunny Friend Playground that injured 17 people. Right now, Joseph Mo Allen is in custody on a $1.7 million bond. New Orleans police say Allen turned himself in on Saturday, one day after they named him a suspect. Investigators say the 32-year-old was involved in the shooting on November 22nd at the Pack Playground in the Upper 9th Ward. A preliminary hearing is scheduled for December 8th. Authorities, meanwhile, are still searching for others involved in that incident. Right now, friends and family are in shock after an apparent murder-suicide left a family of 4 dead in Jefferson Parish. Officials say an 18-year-old made the gruesome discovery yesterday, finding the bodies of her mother, stepfather, and 2 young stepbrothers. Police say the 2 brothers and the mother were stabbed to death. Officials have not released the cause of death for the father, David Mata. Meanwhile, friends and family of the couple are trying to make sense of it all. They held a memorial last night in front of the family's Marrero home.
This is like a total shock to the whole neighborhood, everybody in this area. And I was really surprised to see this many people turn out.
Friends of the family are setting up a GoFundMe account to help pay for the 4 funerals. According to our partners at NOLA.com, the Times-Picayune, the couple had been married since 2012.
Shootings in and near the French Quarter over the weekend leave 1 person dead and injure 3 others. A dispute with a friend's roommate ended with 1 man getting shot in the chest in the French Quarter. New Orleans police say they were called to an apartment on Dumaine just off of Royal Street around 10:15 Saturday night. They say a 36-year-old man got into an argument with his friend's roommate when he was asked to leave. Investigators say the victim became irate and refused to leave, and that's when the roommate is accused of pulling out a gun and shooting the 36-year-old.
And a man and woman are hurt after a shooting just outside the French Quarter. The NOPD says that the bullets rang out around 4:20 yesterday morning on Canal Street, just off of Royal Street. Investigators say a group of men were fighting when those shots were fired.
And somebody killed a man along the 300 block of Bourbon right near Canal early Saturday morning. It happened outside of the Prohibition Bar. Investigators say 26-year-old Brandon Robinson was fatally shot after a fist fight with a large group. Police say someone punched Robinson before somebody else pulled out a gun and shot him.
Now, your Weather Authority forecast from David Bernard.
Fog is really not that bad this morning. We have it just here and there, but not everywhere. And we don't have it around the major areas north and south of the lake, but Bogalusa, some lower visibilities. And I've been watching Hammond, and indeed, in Tangipahoa Parish, it's down to 3/4 of a mile now, and that extends west to Baton Rouge. But right now, the river parish is not too bad. In Gonzales, Upper Terrebonne, around 7 miles visibility. We're going to see some sunshine this morning. Here it comes, and just some scattered mid and high level clouds right now across the city. Temperature wise, way above average. We're in the mid 60s. Slidell is at 60 degrees. Plenty of humidity this morning at 84%. Light east southeast wind at 3. We have a change on the way, and it's a cold front. Now this front is stalled. It's not making it through here today. We're going to wait for a stronger front to develop over Texas this afternoon, where we have 30s and 40s showing up. Ahead of it, we're warm today with a mix of sun and clouds. Spotty showers, maybe central Louisiana. But here comes the front during the day tomorrow, and low pressure develops in the Gulf of Mexico. So cooler air will gradually build in tomorrow. It'll be warm ahead of it. Behind the front, much cooler. In fact, when we look at Wednesday, the front oozes on through. Here comes low pressure, and that's going to mean our wet day. But behind it, cooler and drier temperatures. Now here's tomorrow afternoon's temperature forecast, and this is kind of going to be a split decision, I guess you could say, across the area. At noon tomorrow, we could see temperatures in the 70s, maybe St. Tammany, but certainly south of the lake. And then temperatures may only be in the 50s from Macomb to, say, Baton Rouge and Lafayette behind the front. So we'll be transitioning during the day as the front gradually moves through. Today, though, it stays quite warm. A mix of sun and clouds. Some areas could touch 80 once again. Tonight, one more extra mild night. We'll watch for patchy fog. Low temperatures again in the 60s. So 79 today. 75 south and east tomorrow, turning cooler from the northwest with a 30% chance of showers. A 60% chance of showers Wednesday. We stay in the 50s, breezy and cooler and gradual clearing on Thursday. Most of the rain chance will probably be early. Again, highs only in the 50s, but we turn sunny for the weekend. And temperatures, again, will be more seasonable for early December. May see a few 30s Friday and Saturday morning north of the lake, but right now it does not look like we are going to see any freezing temperatures.
All right, David, thanks. 6:10 your time, and just into the newsroom, the Turkish Prime Minister says that his country will not apologize to Russia for recently downing a jet. Let's get right over to Shelley in the Alert Center. Shelley?
Yeah, Greg, and this morning, Turkey's Prime Minister reaffirms that his country will not apologize for shooting down that Russian warplane because armed forces were, he said, doing their job. He also says Turkey hopes Moscow will reconsider economic sanctions that it announced against Turkish interests in the wake of last week's incident. He spoke after a meeting with the NATO chief in Brussels and said that Turkey remains open to talks with Russia about ways to avoid such incidents in the future.
Well, 2 more victims of the shooting rampage at the Planned Parenthood clinic in Colorado Springs have been identified. We'll explain after the break. Plus, a bus crash injures several students, why authorities have now charged the driver in that crash.